If you have a CMS in Framer with lots of content, you're creating a really big problem. Picture this, a family is planning a week away. They land on an accommodation booking site with 2,000 options. How do they even begin to decide? So they scroll, page after page, hoping the perfect place just shows up. And let's be honest, most people will give up before it does, not because the perfect stay wasn't there, because they couldn't get to it. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to solve for this by adding powerful search experiences to your Framer CMS using dynamic filtering. Let's go. Now, it's worth noting, Framer has dynamic filtering already built in, but it's very lacking and limiting, especially if you want a visitor to filter by more than one thing. So in this tutorial, we're going to be using the Superfields plugin, which you can use with the link below. But we're going to make this simple and add dynamic filtering to your Framer CMS in 3 steps. 1, we'll connect our collection list to Superfields. 2, we'll add our filters. And 3, we'll style them so they remain on brand. So here we are inside of Framer, and if I preview this, you can see that I have a collection list already set up on my page with all my collection items. And if I actually go to my CMS, you'll see that we have a CMS collection called B&B, which holds all of my items or homes. And we also have some reference fields as well, one for property type and one for amenities as well. And essentially what we want to do is create an experience on the page here, which lets someone filter between all the different options that they might have, whether it be location, sorting by price, selecting amenities, maybe the rating. There's a lot that we can actually do here. So what I'm going to do is hit Command K on my keyboard, and we're actually going to open the Superfields plugin. Now there's 2 ways to start in Superfields. We can actually use the Framer agent to set up a lot of this for us, or we can actually set this up from scratch. Now I actually recommend using the Framer agent for the initial setup. However, in this video, so you get the full explanation of how this works, we're just going to set it up ourselves. So we'll click on Setup Guide here, and the first thing we need to do is actually add the main Superfields component. And as you can see, we get this component on the page. And what I'm going to do is actually just drag and drop it onto the page itself. And what I'm actually going to do is take this B&B collection, and I'm actually going to move it off the page and just onto the canvas like so. Now, if I go into this Superfields main component here, what I can do is actually connect the connection to the B&Bs. So basically what we're doing is providing the context for this collection list to reference. And as you can see, it's basically just a copy of my existing collection list. So we'll just tweak the width here to be the same, and we'll set the height to be fit content. Now inside of Superfields, we can also use references and multi-reference collections to actually filter out by certain things, but we actually need to provide context for those collections. So what I'm going to do is go to the Insert panel. I'm going to go down to collections, and I'm going to drag in my amenities collection list. And I'm also going to do the same for my property type collection list. And they just need to live off the canvas. Now, if I go back to my main Superfields collection, go down to reference here, we can essentially reference those collection lists now. So we'll select property types, and we'll select another one for amenities. Okay, great. And now we've actually connected our CMS collection to Superfields. So the next step is to actually add some filtering itself. So if I go back to the Superfields plugin, go to inputs, you can see all the different types of inputs that we can actually add to filter our CMS collection. Now it's worth exploring these. We have some components that actually let you do some sorting as well, and some other components. So if we want to add favoriting or actually show the amount of CMS items that are being filtered, we can do that too. And the great thing about Superfields is we can stack and combine all of these filters together. So let's demonstrate this. Let's first drag in the filter dropdown component, and we actually want to filter by location. So we'll drag in this component here, and we'll put it up at the top here. And let's go down to the component settings, which is where we're actually going to configure everything. So first we want to go into setup, and we want to set the field name that we actually want to filter by. Now, it's really important that the name that we actually put in here is exactly matching what it is inside of the CMS. Otherwise, it's not actually going to correlate between. So for example, if I go to my CMS collection here, you will notice that we have this field called location, which essentially is a list of all our different locations. And it's also worth noting that this is actually a text field. So what we'll do is go back to the canvas, go to setup, we'll set the field name as location, exactly as it's written in the CMS, and we'll make sure the field type is set to text. And that's it. So now when I actually preview my website, you will notice that we get the option to actually filter between all of those different options. So you can see as I kind of click through, it is now dynamically filtering. So there you go. Without much effort at all, we're able to already apply a very straightforward filter. However, where things might get a little bit more complex is where we actually want to stack multiple filters together. This is something that Framer itself naturally struggles with, but thanks to the Superfields plugin, we can do this really simply. So let's say, for example, we actually want to sort our collection by price. So from lowest to highest or highest to lowest. So I could go back to inputs, let's go down to sorting, and let's actually drag in a sorting button. So we'll actually put this onto the page here. So what we can do is actually go to that component and add a few different options. So let's set the title here to be lowest, and let's set the field name to be price. Now, again, it's really important that the actual name of that matches exactly inside of the CMS. And you can see that we're actually using a number field for price inside of our collection list. So again, we'll just go to options here and we'll set the field type to be number. And we can set the direction of that ordering as well. So alphabetically A to Z or Z to A. So if I set it to be A to Z, essentially in number format, we're going from 0 to 100. And essentially accelerating throughout the numbers. So we'll leave that from lowest to highest. And then let's create a second option here, which is going to be most expensive. And again, we'll make sure the field name is exact. The field type is a number and the direction is going to be from Z to A. Now let's preview this and see how it goes. So if I click on lowest, you can see that we're showing the lowest prices first. But if I click on most expensive, it's now filtering the other way. And again, these filters actually stack against each other. So I can actually say switch the location here and all the filters are going to be applied just like so. So we're actually stacking multiple filters together. Now let's add one more filter just to demonstrate this, but let's actually go ahead and wrap these filters inside of their own frame. And we'll call this our filter holder. And we'll just set the width to be a fixed width of 880 pixels. And let's set the direction to be horizontal and the distribute to be to the start. Okay, cool. So let's go to the Superfields plugin once again, go down to inputs, and this time I actually want the ability to select the amenities I want to search for as well. Now I'm actually going to drag in the filter image button, and that's because inside of our CMS, we have a reference or a multi-reference field for amenities, and we also have an icon alongside each amenity that I actually want to show inside of the filtering itself. So we'll go to that component, we'll go to setup, and we'll make sure that we've got everything set up correctly here. So again, let's check the field name firstly. So let's go to our CMS under B&B, which is our main collection that we're using here. And you can see we have amenities as a multi-reference field. So that's important. So let's go back to our canvas here, go to setup, set the field name to be amenities, exactly how it's written in the CMS. And we'll set the field type to be multi-reference. Now, since it's a reference field, we actually need to have the exact related collection field name to show on the image buttons. So for example, inside of our collection list here, you'll notice that the actual field that we're filtering by is the title. And I can verify this by going to my amenities collection, and you can see it's called title here. So basically, I can go to my canvas, go to that component, and we'll just put in title. And that title field is just a normal text field, and that looks pretty good. Now we can also map the image for each one of these icons. So I'm going to go under CMS image. Now, since this is a multi-reference field, we're actually going to put in the initial field name that's inside of my B&B collection, which is amenities. Then we'll select the field type, which is a multi-reference field. And then we can set the field name of that multi-reference for the icon, which let's just double check. Inside of my amenities is called icon. So we'll go to the canvas here. we'll go back into that component and we'll simply write icon. Okay, great. So now, as you can see, those icons from my CMS actually being pulled through. And if I go ahead and actually start selecting some of them, you'll notice that the filtering is being applied. Now, one problem, I actually want the ability to have this as a multi-select. So what I can do is just go back into that component under options, and I can have the ability for multi-select. And now you'll notice I can actually filter multiple of these at the same time. Okay, now before we add some extra filters, what we should actually do is style these filters so they actually remain on brand. Now, inside of each component, we have the styling tab here, which basically has all the properties that we need to make this feel like it's part of our own website. So for example, let's actually set the radius of this location dropdown to be quite high. Let's add a light gray background color, something, simple and easy to see. And let's also go ahead and update the fonts. So I'm actually going to use Into Display, and let's make it, say, slightly bolder. Also just going to remove the border here to make it a little bit cleaner. And let's do the similar styling for the rest. Okay, so as you can see, I made some pretty simple just styling updates, and let's just check everything still works. So I can filter by location, I can sort by lowest or most expensive, and I can actually multi-select the amenities as well, which is pretty cool. So you can start to see how powerful the experiences you actually can start to create thanks to actually using dynamic filtering. And again, this is very useful, especially if you have a lot of content. Now, we're not done just yet because there's more to explore. Now, we won't cover everything and every input in this video. I highly recommend you just use the Superfields plugin yourself and build your actual use case. But there's obviously a ton of different inputs here, but I do want to highlight two extra things. So number one is the actual result counter, which is going to show the amount of CMS items that are filtered. So for example, we'll just take this component here and we'll drag this in. Now we don't need to do anything in the setup here, but if we go down to styling, we actually can control how this looks. So we're actually going to remove this label here. So it's just the number. And if we go to count, we can also add the prefix here. So let's say number of homes. And let's set the font here as well. So let's set this to be 28. Let's set the font to be Into Display, and let's make it, say, a little bit bolder. Okay, great. Now I can remove my placeholder text, and let's just change some of the layout rules here. So we'll set the distribute to be to the start, and let's just align that like so. Okay, cool. So you'll notice that when I'm previewing my website with the current filters I have applied, there's only 16 homes. Now, let's say we want to filter by homes that have a barbecue grill, then you'll notice that that number is actually going to automatically update, showing that there's only 6 homes now. Now we could take this a step further, and let's say we filter by homes in Fitzroy, and you'll notice that there's only 1 home. So again, this is just a really cool component to actually show how many CMS results are actually found based on your filter. Now, it's also worth noting as well that if you're having struggles when actually setting this up, the Framer CMS is actually quite complex underneath the hood. And sometimes things may not look like they're working in preview. However, if you actually publish your website, make sure to always test it there as well, because sometimes, and I don't know the real technical reason for this, but basically the Framer preview is different to how your Framer publish site actually works. So therefore you might run into some issues. But yeah, just in case you do run into some issues, just publish the website to make sure it's working there. And that's how you add dynamic filtering to your Framer CMS. To use the Superfields plugin, you can sign up with the link down below. And if you enjoyed this video and you want more Framer tutorials just like it, consider subscribing to the channel because we're putting out new videos here every single week. But until next time, I'll catch you later.